Have you ever felt like your emotions are a storm you can't control? Like no matter how hard you try, you're always one step behind, reacting instead of acting, drowning instead of swimming. What if I told you that your emotions aren't the enemy? What if I told you that the chaos you feel isn't a curse, it's a compass? But here's the hard truth. Most of you don't want to navigate your emotions. You want to escape them. You want to numb them, ignore them, or bury them so deep that you never have to face them. And yet, they always find a way to resurface, don't they? In the quiet moments, in the sleepless nights, in the relationships you ruin, and the opportunities you let slip away. Why do we run from what we feel? Why do we treat our emotions like there's something to be ashamed of? Anger, fear, sadness, jealousy, guilt. These aren't weaknesses, they're signals. They're trying to tell you something. But are you listening? Or are you too busy pretending everything's fine? Let's get real for a moment. What are you avoiding? What emotion are you so afraid of that you'll do anything to keep it at bay? Is it the anger you're scared will consume you? The sadness you're terrified will never end? The fear that keeps you paralyzed, stuck in the same place, year after year? You think you're protecting yourself by shutting it all out. But what if I told you that the very thing you're running from is the key to your freedom? What if I told you that the only way out is through? Navigating your emotions isn't about controlling them. It's about understanding them. It's about sitting with the discomfort, even when it feels unbearable. It's about asking yourself the hard questions. Why do I feel this way? What is this emotion trying to teach me? What am I really afraid of? Think of your emotions as a forest. It's dark, it's tangled, it's easy to get lost. But if you keep walking, if you keep moving forward, you'll find your way. You'll discover that every emotion has a purpose. Every feeling is a guidepost, pointing you toward the life you're meant to live. But here's the catch. You have to be willing to face the darkness. You have to be willing to sit with the pain, the anger, the fear. You have to be willing to ask yourself the questions you've been avoiding. Because if you don't, you'll stay stuck. You'll keep repeating the same patterns, making the same mistakes, wondering why nothing ever changes. And yes, it's hard, it's messy, it's uncomfortable. But isn't that better than staying trapped? Isn't that better than living a life that feels like a shadow of what it could be? Your emotions are not the problem. It's how you respond to them that determines your life. Do you lash out when you're angry? Do you shut down when you're sad? Do you run when you're afraid? Or do you pause? Do you breathe? Do you ask yourself what's really going on? Navigating your emotions starts with awareness. It starts with noticing what you feel, without judgment. It starts with giving yourself permission to feel, even when it's uncomfortable. Because here's the truth. You can't heal what you don't acknowledge. You can't change what you don't understand. And slowly, over time, you'll start to see the patterns. You'll start to understand why you feel the way you do. You'll start to make different choices, choices that align with who you really are, not who you've been conditioned to be. Because here's the thing, when you learn to navigate your emotions, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the author of your story. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop surviving and start thriving. So, are you ready to face what you've been avoiding? Are you ready to stop running and start navigating? The journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because on the other side of the storm is a life that's richer, deeper, and more authentic than you ever imagined. Navigate your emotions. Your life depends on it.